Chapter 20. Satana's Heart. Here, Satana turned to the Lord and said to him, "Lord, how can I turn to you in my heart? You have taken my heart and have created from it Adam, his wife, and all his descendants. Behold, therefore I do not have a heart any more, and therefore I am also unable to accept you in my heart, or turn to you in my heart. Therefore create in me a new heart, and I will do what you say." No matter how glorious the fruits may be which I will bear you, but if you withhold the seed of life from me, because you do not give back to me the heart of Adam, which is the only one able to be fertilized, I am therefore in myself entirely without life. Thus, what other fruits can be expected from me, except those of death and judgment, which one day should judge me, and this, as the greatest whore? It is easy for you to give instructions, for you are the Lord, and you do as you please, and do not need to ask anyone, and requires nobody's advice. What you want must finally happen, and he who wants something different than you can destroy or keep him at least in some kind of judgment until he let himself be devoured entirely by your will. As you have said so yourself before, that from now on only the least, thus the completely unglamorous simplicity, will please you forever. This is for you, the Lord, of course very easy, and who can change your mind? But it is quite different with the created, of whom I am the first out of you. No one is a Lord, and no one has any power, but the one to which you want to give it. With what power it cannot do significantly much for itself, but only through you alone. That is, it must use it according to your will. And if it ever acts according to its own, in the from you received so-called free will, it sins, falls away from you, and falls at once in an under every aspect by you set up judgment. It is easy for you to tell the creature, "Orientate yourself according to my will, and you will escape my judgment." This is true, for if someone takes his own life, you do not need to send death over him in either way. As God and Creator, you feel invincible forever. But can you also feel yourself as a creature? Can you, as the eternally indestructible life in you, ever feel what the dying or perishing creature feels the moment it dies? Behold, the creature suffers in that moment the most terrible fear and agony, and already has in its most beautiful life always the admonishing feeling in itself, which says to him, "In vain you rejoice about life, for soon the time will come when you will have to pay for that life like a criminal." But then life's faintest pleasure is also as if truncated, because beyond the present life, only a dim, possible future life can be believed, but not seen. And even if it can be believed, still for this probable future life, half the creature has to perish completely, and this often in the most miserable manner, as I have seen it just all too often in the depth. Why so, and why not differently? Because you are the Lord and can do as He pleases, and because you, as God and Creator, can never perceive in utter fullness living truth, how the creature feels when it has to die according to your almighty will. If you only could let it go without pain. I don't want to say anything, but what is it to you that the creature has to be tortured for the bitter gift of life, until it must perish at least more than half, and under certain to you, the Almighty Lord, pleasing circumstances, perhaps entirely forever? See, in all of this, as I have now demonstrated openly to you, I have no heart, and therefore cannot turn to you with it. Therefore, allow yourself to negotiate on this a little, and I will again bring my heart to you. But under such circumstances, I can forever never love you, because as such, you're on one side pure love, but on the other, a quintessential tyrant who wants all flesh to be killed under great anxiety and agony, and only then wants to give life to the spirit, whereby, however, nobody knows what it contains. The flesh is my fruit, but if you kill it, how and for what should and could I love you? Therefore, allow me to negotiate with you, and I want to love you